My background is in elementary education, which kind of spoke to me when I was listening to Sasha this morning. Trying to find my silly PowerPoint. Let's see. So I started in education almost 30 years ago. Believe it or not, it's kind of hard for me to figure that one out. Hopefully you can all see my PowerPoint at this point.
You can, Kathryn, but you need to switch it to where it's in slideshow mode.
Yes, and I'm struggling right now.
Go up to slideshow.
Yep, it's getting covered up by a box here. So let me just give this one more shot here. All right, now I've got it. It kept getting covered up by a text box. So anyway, my background, I started in education back when I was literally 19 years old. I took a job as a teacher assistant in a kindergarten classroom when I was still going to college. I worked in an afternoon kindergarten. When I graduated from college, I taught kindergarten. I got a job right away, thankfully, in a kindergarten classroom. I then moved on to second grade classroom. Then I moved on to teaching special education and remedial reading and math. My training as I went on to master's programs was in curriculum development, instructional design, and a lot of support services, being that I worked with, you know, those remedial students, the special education students who needed extra support. I wrote IEPs for a while, and then I kind of was looking for a change, and on a whim, I submitted my resume to Marist College in New York. And they hired me as an adjunct. It was kind of a leap of faith. I wanted to get into a little bit of upper education, a little more, you know, up in the administrative end, but I had to start somewhere. So basically they hired me as an adjunct. And what I did then is, after a year of adjuncting, they hired me on as the linguistic coordinator, where I taught English writing, critical thinking courses. And then after about 10 years in that, I think it was 11 years, I ended up becoming the director of the Academic Learning Center. And now in the Academic Learning Center, the staff there, we have a very small staff. There's only 4 of us, 3 administrators and an administrative assistant. And we work on all support programs for all students. We're not the learning accommodations people. We work very closely with that office. But what we do is we are a combination of instructors, faculty, and administration. So we kind of get the best of both worlds in there, which is really awesome, because I really didn't want to come out of a classroom. It's my background. So we teach classes. We teach mostly freshman level, transitional type of classes. We advise all undeclared students, because undeclared, believe it or not, is 25% of our population, sometimes more. Our incoming class next year is looking more like it's going to be about 32, 33% so far. We run peer tutoring programs, we run proofreading programs, we run a focus program, which is a special program that consists of credit-bearing courses for undeclared students. We also run dual enrollment courses for our high schools in the local area. So we kind of do a lot, and we're always looking for new ways to support our people, our students and our faculty. So what we did was we created this, I started this a few years ago after a meeting. Every year we have a physician's assistant master's program, and we now have a physical therapy doctorate program, which are, you know, big to-dos for a little college like Marist. And I met with them to talk about support services. And they kind of came up with these ideas. So I created this site, which actually won an award, which shocked me, because to me it's very logical. But in that site, we have kind of stored a lot of resources to help our students. And I'll get into a little bit more about that, and I'll share the link to the site as well. But now that we've gone completely online, it was a really easy transition for us to support our students remotely, because we already had something. It's really lent itself very well to this online environment that we're all kind of stuck in at this point. So we were researching best practices in academic support. Now we run tutoring programs, which is a peer tutoring program. So students can come in and say, okay, I need a tutor in chemistry or a business class or whatever. And we train our tutors. We have group tutoring drop-in programs. We can have students hooked up with a one-on-one tutor. It's up to them how they do it. But we've realized that we are an office that is open from 8:30 in the morning to 5 at night. And most of our students don't really work on assignments during those hours. So we try to figure out how to support students on a 24/7 basis without having them, contacting us day and night. And we came up with this site. And we're lucky enough that we have an iLearn platform. It's our e-learning platform. And our tech department, we have an educational technology department that is fantastic. I rely on them a lot. But we created a site that students can simply join. If they're a Marist student, they can simply join it. And anyone with a Marist logon can join this site, including our faculty, staff, anyone who's doing anything at Marist can join this site. And it's just I call it my warehouse of support information. Sometimes students just need quick support, like how to do citations, or can somebody proofread my paper, or I just need to, some study tips, some note-taking tips. And that's what we've decided to kind of house in this area. It provides the students with immediate access, and best practices show us that students want that support 24/7. They want immediate access to support. They want it all in a centralized location, so they're not running around, looking here, looking there, trying to find what they need. So we also realize that the students need to drive the direction of our support services. So our site is somewhat interactive where students can ask for certain things. We also realize with our newer programs, we have adult programs, we have our med school programs with the physical therapy, we have our physician's assistant, we have evening classes. We needed an extended reach, someplace where students can go for those quick answers rather than waiting for our office to be open. It's kind of hard to ask an adult student who's taking night classes to come to our office between 8:30 and 5. So we wanted something that would let us reach those students who we normally wouldn't be able to in that traditional model. So for instance, our graduate students, they're on campus during evening hours. Adult students are in online programs and take evening classes. We have online only programs. Our physician's assistant, our PT programs, we don't really see them. They're in labs, they're doing rotations, so it's difficult for them to meet with us. So we want this site to hold things that are based on need. We don't want to fill it with a bunch of unnecessary stuff that people don't need. So students drive the materials that go in there. And as I started saying earlier, it was created specifically for the physician's assistant students who they actually express certain needs. When I went and talked to them, they surprised me a little bit because these are master's students. They're in a master's program in the sciences. And they actually started asking me, what do you have as far as note-taking tips? What do you have to help us with study skills? Citation information. And I'm terrible with AMA citations. I did not do anything medical, so I had to do a little bit of research. But it shocked me that they were asking for note-taking and study skills, because I was like, wait a minute, they've been through a bachelor's program. They've graduated, they did well enough to be accepted into a master's program in, physician assistant program. But some of them had been out for a while. Some of them had done different types of programs. So I said, okay, people are needing these things. The other thing that they asked for was information on imposter syndrome, which honestly, up until then, I had never really heard of. So I did some research and realized they were thinking, maybe I don't belong here. So we did some research on those types of things. But we're also anticipating needs, because based on our experiences, and like I said, I have been in teaching for almost 30 years, and people ask me what's the difference between the elementary kids and the college kids. As far as need, and they're not much different. They need the same type of support, albeit at a higher level. but they will ask for support. They will come to us saying, I need just emotional support, or, you know, educational support. So based on our experiences, and the linguistics coordinator who actually replaced me when I came into the director position, she is also educated, and her background is in elementary education. So we look at our previous experiences with students, and we're anticipating what are the questions that always come up? What are the things we constantly get requests for in terms of assistance? So our premise is students are supported, who are supported academically, they're more structured. They're more likely to develop better habits that will last in the long run. So some of our things are not groundbreaking materials. They're usually open source or created by us. But we know as educators, we can't wait until they show signs of problems, because our experience shows us that students will not come to us the minute they see something. They figure, I'll get through it, I'll make up those bad grades. So we're trying to head those things off, because a lot of times when they come to us for tutors, it's because they're now failing. So we're trying to get things out there that can just support them. We want to be proactive in that support. We want to get things out there before they're requesting the need for them. And we know that the most crucial support is online friendly at this point, because they have that access. This is the technology age. They just want to click a button, find their information, and get moving. It also leads to higher retention. And being that we are partly faculty and partly administration, we're involved in retention committees. We're involved in campus-wide retention efforts. So we really want to make sure that these students are supported, they are doing well, they are comfortable, and that they are staying with us. So our research is all kind of done within our office. We don't ask the students to do any research, because in open source materials, we don't know what they're going to come up with, whether it's going to be accurate or whether it's going to be current. So our academic learning center staff will take any of our, what we think our prior experiences, what they show us these students are going to need, and then we take student suggestions, and we provide links to materials, to videos, to forms that they may need. Our forms for our registration process, which we just went through and online was a little bit difficult, but students had an easier time because we have our forms all ready for them. We will post to articles that they may think are interesting. We try to do short, sweet, to the point articles, because we know these students are looking for support. They're not looking for more work to do. So we will research, we will post, and we will get them the information that they need. So we've separated it into categories. It's basically one giant home page on this with boxes for categories. Time management. We've got a lot of materials on time management, including videos, calendars, schedule planners, things like that. We have a section on study skills and note-taking, a section on test-taking strategies. We have presentation skills at our school, which is becoming more popular at a lot of schools. We have in our core, a presentation skills requirement in their core. They have to take a course on presentation, public presentation. So some of them have it built in with their majors. We have a lot of undeclared students who don't have majors. So we try to get them to understand presentation skills, how to create good presentations. Sleep and nutrition, this came from the physician's assistant, and I actually thought maybe they should be teaching me these things. But what we did was, you know, they realized they were having trouble balancing their time, getting good sleep, getting good nutrition while they were doing rotations. So we came up with some open source materials on that. Research sites, those are, many of those are linked to our library sites because our library site is a little bit cumbersome, so we've kind of broken it down. Writing and pre-writing, even a lot of our older students, they haven't written in a while, so we have how to write thesis statements, we have how to plan out your research papers, you know, time schedules on how to break things down. We have program-specific information, which is mostly for those medical areas. For instance, that AMA citations that, you can't just run in my office and I cannot help you with AMA. I can go through this site and help you with that. Citations and plagiarism. We have a lot of students who don't quite understand how to do MLA, APA, Chicago with footnotes, and they don't quite understand that they will get caught for plagiarism if they don't do it correctly. Then we have some pieces on imposter syndrome and research papers and projects. So they are quick and easy materials, simple materials. There's not a lot of, read through this big article and go do more research. It's how-to type of things. Short video clips, which we've added to that during this online time because we realize our students do need those things. And as I said, small articles and necessary forms. So all our students already have individualized iLearn sites where they have all their courses that are listed on their site, so they can go in their iLearn site, they click their course, if the teacher has posted assignments, resources, forums, things like that. So they already have a site and they have a membership tab where they can go in and join. We don't force anyone to join in this, but we actually have a very large number. We're almost at 1,000 students for a small school where we only have a total of about 4,000. It's growing in popularity. But they can click on their membership and join this site. So hopefully my link works and I will show you what our site looks like. I will, maybe not. I ended up at the Marriott for some reason. It's supposedly loading, but what I will try to do is show you how these students can kind of click through and learn about, okay, our system is down at Marist. My email wouldn't come up either. So I can't really show it to you, but I'm gonna go back to here. So apparently I'm not going to get that far, but it works very well with a site that we created for our advisement. We kind of link things back and forth. Let me see if it'll ever come up. I feel terrible right now. This is not going well for me. Yeah, no. Our iLearn is just not kicking in. I think we overloaded it yesterday. I do apologize for that. But what I can do is share some screenshots of our site at some point. And what we can do is just, I can put them in resources. It's basically a one site where they can click on these links. I was going to click on some links for you, but apparently our system went down. I'm so sorry. But what I want to do is see if there are any issues with anything that you guys have questions on. We do have our citations there. But I'm going to close out my thing there. And I'm going to see if there's any questions because I know we only have about 12 minutes left. So a joinable, someone asked, what is a joinable iLearn site? As I said, our education online system through our iLearn platform is, it's an e-learning. We use iLearn. I know some people use, the Starfish and the Blackboard and all that. And I thought I could do Blackboard and I couldn't do it when my son was in another school. But it's our iLearn site. It encompasses everything. It's our e-learning platform where each class has an iLearn piece to it if instructors choose to use it. And I always have an iLearn piece to my site so that students can submit assignments. And they have a whole section where people can create joinable sites. So we have some, like our Power Presenting site is one of the things that students can join, and we have links to that through our site as well. They can join many different things. There are student activity sites that they can just join and have access to at all times. Another person asked if I'm going to show the site or not. Apparently I'm not because our iLearn site is down.
Kathryn,
yes.
Kathryn, this is Cecilia. Do you want to try typing the URL in just a browser window and then sharing that? Because I was able to get to your college website.
Okay, because my email went down as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I can give that a shot.
It may just be the link for some reason with the new security features in Zoom. Maybe they're not allowing us to link out. So.
Oh, maybe. Yeah,
might
it
want-
worked when I tried it before.
Yeah. Oh, but I thought you might just be able to go to it by putting the URL in your browser and sharing that then.
Maybe. Okay, let's see.
And we have 5 minutes left.
Okay, perfect. Let me see if I can get into that browser. It's not a, you know, like I said, this is not, to me, it was not a groundbreaking thing that we were coming up with. Let me just try a whole different browser here. Okay, apparently my Chrome is not working, so that might be a problem. But as I said, this wasn't something that, you know, we came up with all these brilliant things. What we did was we kind of just compiled things that the students could work. Okay, let's see if I can get my browser up. Screen share this, maybe. iLearn site unavailable. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so can you guys see this? Cecilia, I don't know if you can see this.
Can. Yeah, we can see it.
Oh, good. Okay, so this is basically my iLearn site. Every instructor also gets that. And for instance, these are committees that I'm on, you know, other sites that I have, my course site. But this one is our site. So yay, I can actually, technology has not been my friend lately. Which is really bad when we're online completely. But this is our site, and we just put a welcome up there with requests. If you need anything, you call us, you email us, you can email our office website, you can email me, and we will find the materials that might help you. If it doesn't, then tell us you need further information. So we have booklets on secrets to college success. I've looked at the statistics. I believe it or not, a lot of students have read through that booklet. It surprised me. We have our information about tutoring and academic review sessions up here so that students don't have to kind of fish around through websites through Marist. And then we have things on time management, study skills, note-taking. Every single one of these is a link, okay? We link to our academic planner, which is our planner through Marist that gives them 4-year plans and forms that they may need. We have videos on stop procrastinating. Students, we found, are procrastinating even more now that they're home all day. We have our drop-in tutor sessions. We have note-taking, 5 methods of note-taking videos. I don't want to kind of bog down the system by opening all of these, but we have Cornell note-taking, which students have never heard of. We found that high schools are not really teaching study skills, note-taking skills, which then they come to college and they really need. But we have action planners, calendars that they can use, desktop calendar creator, goal-setting information. And then we go down here, test taking. We realized that we've had these exam preps, test taking tips and all that, but we realized that students are mistaking this being home and, oh, every test is gonna be kind of an open book test with that's gonna make it easy, and it doesn't. So we came up with some strategies on how to study for those tests, not just try to rifle through their book at the time of the test. We have information on stress. Our students are under an immense amount of stress, and I think some of our students' home is not the best place for them to be, and it creates more stress for them. So we've got stress information, short responses, what should a short response look like, how to prepare for open book exams, and everything here, like I said, every little thing is a link to something. For instance, this presentation skills, This Join the Power Presenting iLearn site is a link to join another joinable site with videos on how to create presentations. Sleep and nutrition, like I said, came from our medical students. These are links to our research sites by subject, by A to Z list, our newsstand. Some of our teachers ask their students to purchase subscriptions to magazines or newspapers. We kind of bypass that and we give them our library free resources. But we have writing tips. We have a whole bunch of stuff on here that we added to with videos when
Well, I'm sorry, everybody. It looks like Kathryn ran into a problem there at the very end, but the session time has run out. And please make sure, though, that you complete the survey. I've put the link to that in the chat panel, and we will begin again here in about 15 minutes.